Welcome to the Intelligence Test channel. Today we've prepared 140 Bible questions that every Christian should know how to answer. The quiz is divided into 3 difficulty levels, easy, medium, and hard, with 40 questions at the easy level, 55 questions at the medium level, and 45 questions at the hard level. The rules are simple. If you've been a believer for more than 3 years, you need to get at least 40 questions right. If you've been a believer for more than 5 years, you need to get at least 70 questions right. And if you've been a believer for more than 10 years, you need to get at least 100 questions right. Each question will have 4 answer options, and you'll have only 5 seconds to think and choose the correct answer. There will also be true or false questions. That said, let's begin with the easy level questions. According to the Bible, who was the first man created by God? Noah, Abel, Adam, or Cain? The correct answer is option C, Adam. What was the name of the first woman created by God? Sarah, Eve, Ruth, or Mary? The correct answer is option B, Eve. How many apostles did Jesus choose? 7, 10, 12, or 14? The correct answer is option C, 12. In which river was Jesus baptized by John the Baptist? Nile River, Euphrates River, Tigris River, or Jordan River? The correct answer is option D, Jordan River. What was Jesus' first miracle, recorded in the Gospel of John? Healing a blind man, raising Lazarus, turning water into wine, or multiplying the loaves? The correct answer is option C, turning water into wine. Moses was the leader chosen by God to part the Red Sea and lead the people of Israel across it. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. Which disciple denied Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed? John, James, Andrew, or Peter? The correct answer is option D, Peter. What is the first book of the Bible? Exodus, Psalms, Genesis, or Leviticus? The correct answer is option C, Genesis. What is the last book of the Bible? Jude, Hebrews, Revelation, or Malachi? The correct answer is option C, Revelation. Who wrote most of the Psalms? Moses, Solomon, David, or Asaph? The correct answer is option C, David. What was the name of Jesus' mother? Martha, Mary Magdalene, Elizabeth, or Mary? The correct answer is option D, Mary. Jesus rose from the dead on the 3rd day after his death. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. Which apostle betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver? Bartholomew, Judas Iscariot, Thomas, or Philip? The correct answer is option B, Judas Iscariot. How many days did Lazarus remain in the tomb before Jesus raised him from the dead? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days? The correct answer is option D, 4 days. Which king of Israel was famous for his great wisdom? Saul, David, Solomon, or Rehoboam? The correct answer is option C, Solomon. According to the book of Genesis, how many days did God take to create the world? 3 days, 5 days, 6 days, or 7 days? The correct answer is option C, 6 days. Which prophet was taken up to heaven in a chariot of fire? Elisha, Isaiah, Elijah, or Ezekiel? The correct answer is option C, Elijah. Complete the following verse. For God so loved the world that He sent angels to save all humanity, He gave His one and only Son, He destroyed all sinners on earth, or He established a new kingdom among men. The correct answer is option B, He gave His only begotten Son. The book of Psalms contains 100 psalms in total. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. Paul was a fisherman before becoming an apostle of Jesus. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. What is the name of the garden where Adam and Eve lived? Garden of Gethsemane, Garden of Eden, Garden of Nazareth, or Garden of Sinai? The correct answer is option B, Garden of Eden. Through what supernatural phenomenon did God speak to Moses on Mount Horeb? A bright cloud descending from heaven, an earthquake that split the mountain, a burning bush that was not consumed, or an angel riding a chariot of fire? The correct answer is option C, a burning bush that burned without being consumed. How many books make up the Catholic Bible? 52, 56, 66, or 73? The correct answer is option D, 73. Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden after eating the forbidden fruit. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. Samson lost his strength when his hair was cut. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. Which disciple is known as the beloved disciple? Peter, Paul, John, or James? The correct answer is option C, John. On which mountain did Moses receive the 10 Commandments? Mount Carmel, Mount Sinai, Mount of Olives, or Mount Hermon? The correct answer is option B, Mount Sinai. What was the name of Abraham's father? Shem, Noah, Terah, or Lot? The correct answer is option C, Terah. Which prophet lived inside a great fish for 3 days? Amos, Hosea, Jonah, or Nahum? The correct answer is option C, Jonah. Which biblical figure is known as the father of faith? Moses, Noah, Abraham, or Isaac? The correct answer is option C, Abraham. Which musical instrument did David play? Flute, harp, trumpet, or lyre? The correct answer is option B, harp. What was the name of the garden where Jesus was arrested? Garden of Eden, Garden of Nazareth, Garden of Gethsemane, or Garden of Bethlehem? The correct answer is option C, Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus was born in the city of Bethlehem. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. Which psalm begins with the words, "The Lord is my shepherd"? Psalm 1, Psalm 23, Psalm 91, or Psalm 119? The correct answer is option B, Psalm 23. How many days did Jesus remain in the wilderness while being tempted by the devil? 7 days, 20 days, 40 days, or 50 days? The correct answer is option C, 40 days. What was the name of Joseph's father, the man who gave him a coat of many colors? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or Esau? The correct answer is option C, Jacob. Which Jewish woman became queen of Persia and used her position to save her people from death? Ruth, Deborah, Esther, or Abigail? The correct answer is option C, Esther. In which city did Jesus grow up? Bethlehem, Jerusalem, Nazareth, or Capernaum? The correct answer is option C, Nazareth. Noah built the ark without the help of his family or anyone else. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. Who was the first king of Israel? David, Solomon, Saul, or Samuel? The correct answer is option C, Saul. Congratulations, you have completed the easy level. How many questions have you answered correctly so far? Leave your answer in the comments. Now, let's begin the medium-level questions. How many of Jacob's sons became the patriarchs of the tribes of Israel? 10, 11, 12, or 13? The correct answer is option C, 12. What was the name of Abraham's wife? Rebecca, Rachel, Sarah, or Leah? The correct answer is option C, Sarah. Which prophet challenged the 450 prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel? Elisha, Ezekiel, Elijah, or Isaiah? The correct answer is option C, Elijah. What was the name of Moses' father-in-law? Joshua, Jethro, Aaron, or Caleb? The correct answer is option B, Jethro. What was the name of the woman who cut Samson's hair? Delilah, Jezebel, Rahab, or Deborah? The correct answer is option A, Delilah. Of the 21 epistles in the New Testament, how many were written by the Apostle Paul? 9, 11, 13, or 15? The correct answer is option C, 13. What was Matthew's profession before following Jesus? Fisherman, carpenter, tax collector, or priest? The correct answer is option C, tax collector. What was the name of the king who ordered the killing of boys up to 2 years old in Bethlehem? Herod, Pilate, Nero, or Agrippa? The correct answer is option A, Herod. What was the first plague God sent upon Egypt? Locusts, darkness, frogs, or water turned into blood? The correct answer is option D, water turned into blood. What was the name of Abraham's son who was nearly sacrificed? Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, or Esau? The correct answer is option B, Isaac. What was the name of the Moabite woman who remained loyal to her mother-in-law Naomi after becoming a widow? Esther, Deborah, Ruth, or Abigail? The correct answer is option C, Ruth. According to the Bible, how many years did Methuselah live? 777 years, 900 years, 969 years, or 999 years? The correct answer is option C, 969 years. Jesus wrote one of the New Testament Gospels. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. The book of Job is the longest book in the Bible. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. In which city did Paul miraculously convert to Christianity? Jerusalem, Antioch, on the road to Damascus, or Corinth? The correct answer is option C, on the road to Damascus. What was the name of the Babylonian king who threw Daniel into the lion's den? Nebuchadnezzar, Cyrus, Darius, or Belshazzar? The correct answer is option C, Darius. Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt when she looked back towards Sodom. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. How many loaves and fish did Jesus use to feed 5,000 people? 3 loaves and 2 fish, 5 loaves and 2 fish, 7 loaves and 3 fish, or 10 loaves and 5 fish? The correct answer is option B, 5 loaves and 2 fish. What is the name of the mountain where Jesus was transfigured before Peter, James, and John? Mount Sinai, Mount Carmel, Mount Tabor, or Mount of Olives? The correct answer is option C, Mount Tabor. Who was the first Christian martyr according to the biblical account? Phoebe, Priscilla, Stephen, or James? The correct answer is option C, Stephen. Which king was responsible for building the first temple in Jerusalem? David, Solomon, Rehoboam, or Jeroboam? The correct answer is option B, Solomon. Which of the Gospels was written by a physician? Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John? The correct answer is option C, Luke. What was the name of Moses' sister? Deborah, Miriam, Esther, or Ruth? The correct answer is option B, Miriam. What was the name of the man who helped Jesus carry the cross? Barnabas, Simon of Cyrene, Nicodemus, or Joseph of Arimathea? The correct answer is option B, Simon of Cyrene. According to the book of Exodus, how many years did the Israelites live in Egypt? 250 years, 370 years, 430 years, or 520 years? The correct answer is option C, 430 years. What was the name of the king of Salem who blessed Abraham after the battle? Melchizedek, Abimelech, Kedorlaomer, or Bera? The correct answer is option A, Melchizedek. What was the name of the man who provided his tomb for the burial of Jesus' body? Nicodemus, Simon of Cyrene, Joseph of Arimathea, or Zacchaeus? The correct answer is option C, Joseph of Arimathea. Which prophet was thrown into a muddy cistern by his enemies? Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, or Daniel? The correct answer is option C, Jeremiah. What was the name of the high priest who interrogated Jesus before the crucifixion? Annas, Caiaphas, Herod, or Nicodemus? The correct answer is option B, Caiaphas. According to biblical texts, John the Baptist was a relative of Jesus. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. Paul never met Jesus personally during Jesus' earthly ministry. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. Which king of Israel married Jezebel and began worshipping Baal? Rehoboam, Ahab, Jeroboam, or Jehoshaphat? The correct answer is option B, Ahab. What was the name of John the Baptist's father? Joseph, Zechariah, Simeon, or Ananias? The correct answer is option B, Zechariah. Which disciple was Peter's brother? John, James, Andrew, or Philip? The correct answer is option C, Andrew. Which city was destroyed along with Sodom because of the wickedness of its inhabitants? Nineveh, Babylon, Gomorrah, or Jericho? The correct answer is option C, Gomorrah. Which prophet had the vision of the valley of dry bones? Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel, or Ezekiel? The correct answer is option D, Ezekiel. In which book of the Bible do we find the story of Ruth? Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, or Esther? The correct answer is option B, Ruth. What was the name of the queen who visited King Solomon to test his wisdom? Queen Jezebel, Queen of Sheba, Queen Esther, or Queen Athaliah? The correct answer is option B, Queen of Sheba. What was the name of the man who sold his birthright for a bowl of food? Jacob, Esau, Ishmael, or Isaac? The correct answer is option B, Esau. How many letters did John write in the New Testament? 1, 2, 3, or 4? The correct answer is option C, 3. What is the name of the river where Naaman dipped himself 7 times and was healed of leprosy? Nile River, Jordan River, Euphrates River, or Kishon River? The correct answer is option B, Jordan River. What was the name of the blind man from Jericho whom Jesus healed? Zacchaeus, Bartimaeus, Timothy, or Lazarus? The correct answer is option B, Bartimaeus. Which of Jacob's 12 sons was sold into slavery by his own brothers? Benjamin, Reuben, Joseph, or Judah? The correct answer is option C, Joseph. What was the name of the woman from Jericho who hid the spies sent by Joshua? Delilah, Rahab, Deborah, or Tamar? The correct answer is option B, Rahab. Which apostle only believed in Jesus' resurrection after seeing the nail marks in his hands? Peter, John, Philip, or Thomas? The correct answer is option D, Thomas. Which Persian king allowed the Jews to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple? Darius, Cyrus, Xerxes, or Artaxerxes? The correct answer is option B, Cyrus. How many times a day did Daniel kneel to pray, according to the book of Daniel? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, or 5 times? The correct answer is option C, 3 times. Which apostle is known as the apostle to the Gentiles? Peter, John, Paul, or Barnabas? The correct answer is option C, Paul. In which city were Paul and Silas imprisoned when they were freed by a great earthquake? Corinth, Ephesus, Philippi, or Thessalonica? The correct answer is option C, Philippi. What was the name of the judge of Israel who defeated the Midianite army with only 300 men? Samson, Gideon, Jephthah, or Deborah? The correct answer is option B, Gideon. The book of Acts was written by the Apostle Paul. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. Solomon asked God for riches and glory when God appeared to him in a dream. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. Gideon was from the tribe of Manasseh. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. What was the name of Abraham's servant who was sent to find a wife for Isaac? Lot, Eliezer, Hagar, or Keturah? The correct answer is option B, Eliezer. What was the name of the Roman governor who sentenced Jesus to death? Herod, Pilate, Caiaphas, or Annas? The correct answer is option B, Pilate. Congratulations, you have completed the medium level. If you've made it this far, you've already proven that you have a good knowledge of the Bible. But don't relax yet, because the next level will require much more from you. Only 3% of people can answer more than 20 questions correctly at this stage. Are you part of that group? It's time to prove it. What was the name of Noah's great-grandfather? Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, or Seth? The correct answer is option B, Methuselah. According to the Bible, how old was Noah when the flood began? 500 years, 600 years, 700 years, or 800 years? The correct answer is option B, 600 years. What was the name of the first son of Adam and Eve mentioned in the Bible? Abel, Seth, Cain, or Enoch? The correct answer is option C, Cain. What was the name of Solomon's father, who was not allowed to build the temple because he had shed much blood? Saul, David, Rehoboam, or Abijah? The correct answer is option B, David. The Apostle Paul visited the city of Rome during his missionary journeys before being imprisoned. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. In which book of the Bible do we find the phrase, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want"? Proverbs 23, Psalm 23, Isaiah 23, or John 23? The correct answer is option B, Psalm 23. What was the name of the Syrian general who was healed of leprosy by the prophet Elisha? Hazael, Ben-Hadad, Naaman, or Rezin? The correct answer is option C, Naaman. The word amen, meaning truly or so be it, appears in both the Old and New Testaments. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. What was the Hebrew name of the Apostle Paul before his conversion? Barnabas, Silas, Saul, or Stephen? The correct answer is option C, Saul. According to the book of Genesis, Enoch was taken up by God to heaven without experiencing death. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. The book of Hebrews clearly identifies the Apostle Paul as its author. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. What was the name of the man who welcomed the two angels before the destruction of Sodom? Abraham, Lot, Melchizedek, or Abimelech? The correct answer is option B, Lot. According to the book of Genesis, which man was taken to heaven without experiencing death? Moses, Elijah, Enoch, or Noah? The correct answer is option C, Enoch. What was the name of Samuel's mother, who dedicated him to the Lord even before he was born? Ruth, Hannah, Deborah, or Naomi? The correct answer is option B, Hannah. To which tribe of Israel did the Apostle Paul belong? Judah, Levi, Benjamin, or Ephraim? The correct answer is option C, Benjamin. Asaph, whose name appears in several psalms, served in what role in the worship of Israel's temple? High priest, musician and Levite, Pharisee, or Roman centurion? The correct answer is option B, musician and Levite. What was the name of the king of Tyre who supplied cedar wood from Lebanon for the construction of Solomon's temple? Hiram, Hazael, Ben-Hadad, or Ithabal? The correct answer is option A, Hiram. What was the name of the prophet who anointed Saul and David as kings of Israel? Nathan, Samuel, Gad, or Ahijah? The correct answer is option B, Samuel. According to the Bible, how old was Abraham when Isaac was born? 85 years, 90 years, 100 years, or 110 years? The correct answer is option C, 100 years. What was the name of the disciple who replaced Judas Iscariot among the 12 apostles? Barnabas, Matthias, Stephen, or James, son of Alphaeus? The correct answer is option B, Matthias. What was the name of the city where people built a tower with the goal of reaching heaven? Babylon, Nineveh, Babel, or Ur of the Chaldeans? The correct answer is option C, Babel. Moses entered the promised land together with Joshua and Caleb. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. What was the name of the virtuous woman described in the last chapter of the book of Proverbs? Ruth, Sarah, Deborah, or the Bible doesn't mention her name? The correct answer is option D, the Bible doesn't mention her name. Which Babylonian king saw a mysterious hand writing on the wall during a banquet, announcing the end of his kingdom? Nebuchadnezzar, Darius, Belshazzar, or Cyrus? The correct answer is option C, Belshazzar. Which priest and scribe led a major spiritual reform in Jerusalem after the return from the Babylonian exile? Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, Ezra, or Haggai? The correct answer is option C, Ezra. What was the name of Job's friend who was the youngest to speak during the debates with Job? Eliphaz, Bildad, Zophar, or Elihu? The correct answer is option D, Elihu. According to the Bible, what was Daniel's Babylonian name? Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Abednego, or Meshach? The correct answer is option A, Belteshazzar. The Apostle John died as a martyr, beheaded by the Romans. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. What was the name of the chief of the Babylonian eunuchs who gave new names to Daniel and his friends? Ashpenaz, Arioch, Belteshazzar, or Abednego? The correct answer is option A, Ashpenaz. What was the name of the minor prophet who wrote the shortest book in the Old Testament? Nahum, Obadiah, Haggai, or Jonah? The correct answer is option B, Obadiah. How many churches are mentioned in chapters 2 and 3 of the book of Revelation? 5, 6, 7, or 12? The correct answer is option C, 7. The name Israel was given to Jacob after he wrestled with an angel. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. What was the name of the man who outran King Ahab's chariot? Elisha, Elijah, Obadiah, or Micah? The correct answer is option B, Elijah. What was the name of the city where Paul was stoned and left for dead during his first missionary journey? Iconium, Antioch, Lystra, or Derbe? The correct answer is option C, Lystra. Which prophet used the parable of the ewe lamb to confront King David after his sin with Bathsheba? Gad, Nathan, Samuel, or Ahijah? The correct answer is option B, Nathan. Which of the following biblical figures was described as the most humble man on the face of the earth? Abraham, David, Moses, or Daniel? The correct answer is option C, Moses. What was the name of Jairus' daughter whom Jesus raised from the dead? Joanna, Mary, Talitha, or the Bible doesn't mention her name? The correct answer is option D, the Bible doesn't mention her name. What was the name of the king who had John the Baptist beheaded? Herod the Great, Herod Antipas, Herod Agrippa, or Pilate? The correct answer is option B, Herod Antipas. What was the name of the commander in Israel's army whom David sent to the front lines to be killed because of Bathsheba? Abner, Joab, Uriah, or Amasa? The correct answer is option C, Uriah. In which book do we find the famous passage that begins with the words, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels"? Romans 8, 1 Corinthians 13, Ephesians 5, or 1 John 4? The correct answer is option B, 1 Corinthians 13. How many books are in the New Testament? 25, 27, 29, or 31? The correct answer is option B, 27. Which son of David organized a rebellion to seize his father's throne? Solomon, Amnon, Absalom, or Adonijah? The correct answer is option C, Absalom. The Book of Esther does not mention the name of God anywhere in its text. Is this statement true or false? The statement is true. The 10 Commandments were given to Moses only once, on a single stone tablet. Is this statement true or false? The statement is false. Which Old Testament prophet foretold that the Messiah would be born of a virgin? Jeremiah, Micah, Isaiah, or Ezekiel? The correct answer is option C, Isaiah. Congratulations, you've completed the challenge. How many questions did you get right? Leave your answer in the comments, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. That's all for today, but many more challenges are still to come. If you consider yourself smart, click on the video appearing on your screen.